chairs. Since the dawn of time, there have only been three things that humans rely on the most: food, water, and chairs. Chairs are thought to be created around 3100 BC by my brothers, the Egyptians, of course. But how were they able to create such a revolutionary object? The answer is actually quite simple. They took a bench and added a backrest, and the chair was born. So, what makes a chair so extraordinary? Well, there are roughly 7.9 billion people in the world today. Do they stand all day? No, of course not, my brother. It would be rather tiresome. Allow me to give you some quick maths. On average, humans spend 7 hours a day sitting down. Now, take 7 hours and multiply that by 7.9 billion people. And what do you get? A tremendously walloping astronomical number. But the question remains, what are they sitting on? Chairs. You see, chairs are the most overlooked object that enhances life for everyone. Chairs can be compared to breathing air, even. Air is necessity for life. But we don't think of breathing, we just breathe. It's natural. We don't have to be taught to breathe. And chairs are the exact same way, my brother. We just sit on them. We don't think about it. The only time we think about sitting is when we don't have a chair to sit on. And now that is a horrible situation to be in. Chairless. Chairs are everywhere. Everywhere we go, everywhere we look, there is a chair. In a way, shape, or form, there is a chair. Now, in this documentary, we will be asking various kinds of people.
Cooper D. Miguel.
I'm Gabriel Zamudio.
My name is Juan Jarquin Ramos Lopez Sanchez Canelo Alvarez Saul III.
My name is Zemo.
Questions regarding chairs to see just how significant chairs are in our world. The first question being, what are chairs?
Well, a chair can be many things. There is no label as to what a chair is. It's like we live in a world where there's so much diversity. There's so many different cultures and people mixed together that a chair can be many different things. It really comes down to what are you willing to sit on. When you have been out for long enough and you just need to sit, what are you willing to call a chair? A chair that you're willing to place yourself on to sit on. That's what makes a chair, okay? It's not about the object itself. It's about what you are willing to define as a place for you to find comfort. That is what a chair is.
Chairs are objects that you usually sit on.
Chairs are my everything. Chairs have always been a part of my life, and there's nothing more I know in this world than chairs.
Chairs come in such a variety of shapes and sizes. Every time I go to Kmart, I go straight to the chair section, and there's like 3 other people there too. Chairs can bring you together in the most strange ways. For instance, my cousin, he was born in a toilet. My aunt didn't even know that she was pregnant. She just thought she had to go, and out came Tyler. And once that toilet got old and used and all worn out, disgusting, my grandma put that toilet in the front yard, and it was so touching going past that toilet every day on the way to school. Touched my heart every time.
Who first introduced you to chairs?
So, I've been sitting in chairs for a long time. About 19 years I've actually been sitting in chairs. I can't really tell you probably who introduced me to chairs, but if I had to guess, it would be someone like myself that would introduce me to a chair. And then there's a lot of chairs in this world that I've sat in, and I have a pretty good taste in chairs, so I'm willing to bet that it was probably me who introduced myself to chairs.
My mom first introduced me to chairs. Ever since I was little, my first memory was me being sent to the timeout chair, so I got used to that.
I would have to say my mom's. Growing up, she gave me and my brother our first chairs, but they were uncomfortable. They were rough. So, led to a pretty rough childhood. Rough chairs in the house. It made our life pretty uncomfortable.
Fresh out the womb, I was placed into a crib. My father took me out of that crib, sat down in a chair with me in his arms. That was the last time that my father ever held me in a chair.
When is the last time you used a chair?
Well, being a chair specialist and all, it's my duty to sit in chairs quite often. So last time I sat in a chair was quite recently. This wasn't actually the last chair that I sat in before this interview. There is a spectacular chair just over there that I sat in. But being a chair specialist, I sit in many many chairs. So just anytime I get the opportunity to sit in a chair, it's a big deal to me to really analyze this chair, to really feel it out and see like what does this chair have to offer from the last chair. And this won't be the last chair that I sit in. I'm gonna sit in many more chairs, but with each chair I sit in, it's always important to me to analyze and really appreciate the type of chair that is being presented to you.
The last time I used a chair was when it looked enticing. I don't have a specific time.
It's been a while, I can tell you that. But just lately, me and chairs just haven't been digging each other. But if I had to give a time frame, it's definitely been a couple years. But me and chairs are trying to work it out, and we're hoping to get back together soon.
The last time I used a chair is right now. I've probably sat in like a million chairs today alone. You've even probably sat in like a million chairs today alone.
Where have chairs been most useful to you?
Well, it's time I tell you about my good friend, the toilet. So, me and the toilet have actually had a long relationship, Throughout my entire life, I've been with many chairs, but the toilet has always been there for me. And every time, bad food, your stomach poisoning, you blow up that toilet. But he's there for you. He's gonna make sure you get through this no matter what. And the toilet comes in many shapes, many sizes, many forms. But at the end of the day, the toilet is a place that you can go to for sanctuary and to solve your problems, at least digestively, of course. So I would definitely say the toilet has been the most useful to me because, hey man, sometimes you just gotta poop and the toilet's there for you every time.
Chairs have been most useful to me in my highest of highs and lowest of lows in life. They've always been there and stable ground for me.
Chairs have always been everywhere for me. I hop from chair to chair from time to time, but overall, it's just every chair has its purpose, and when I'm done, I move on to a different chair.
When I was on my high school football team, during games, my coach would yell at me, "What you doing, son? Get the hell off the field." Without that bench, I'd just be standing there.
Why do we use chairs?
Well, to me, asking why we use chairs, it's like asking why do we breathe? We have to live, and if we don't sit, how are we going to live with ourselves? Chairs were created to sit in. They're asking for us to sit in. They call us. They say, "Please sit on me." So, are you going to deny that chair its right to be sat on? That's why chairs exist, to be sat on. So, we need chairs like we need to breathe, okay? Because if we don't sit, we're not living. That's just how it is.
We use chairs because people are not dependable.
Personally, I don't use chairs. I've always respected chairs, and that's what I'm all about. Me and chairs have had this respectful relationship where we set these boundaries for ourselves. But chairs think they got this big curvy top and some nice, comfy cushions. It just makes me wanna. Ooh.
To be honest, I don't really even know the specific reason why we use chairs. Could be laziness, could be comfortness, could be that you just don't have no legs like Lieutenant Dan. When I see a chair, I don't even think about using it or not. Like, I just sit. I feel like I'm not the only one that does that.
How have chairs impacted your life?
Well, chairs have impacted my life in many ways, but I'm going to tell you about my newest friendship with my new favorite chair. So his name's Comfy Chair, and Comfy Chair has he's been a great friend to me. You know, we haven't known each other very long, but already we have a very solid friendship, I would say. You know, there's nothing better than getting off working at dumb old Big Five. That's how it is, dumb Big Five. You get back to your dorm, you take Comfy Chair out, pop them up, and you just turn on some One Piece, you know, because like I said, I told you I'd see you in the land of Wano, and you know, you get to watch all those crazy fight scenes. You know, Kaido's laughing like, and you got Perorin, and you know, and you're sitting there in your Comfy Chair, and life is good because Luffy's laying the smackdown, Straw Hats are all laying the smackdown, and you're just sitting there with your Comfy Chair, feeling comfy. And I would say that's just one of the many ways that chairs have really had a big impact in my life. But that's how chairs have impacted my life.
Chairs have impacted me by being able to give me a new meaning to life and have been able to give me a feeling I haven't felt otherwise.
You know what? Chairs have always been a part of my life, and they played the roles in the different aspects of it. Steel chairs, you know, when times have been hard. A bench when I need to relax. Furniture chair, you know, to represent my comfortable parts of life. A toilet when I've been feeling like crap. You know, it's been everywhere.
Chairs have brought me happiness in countless amounts of settings. At this point, I don't even care about the new release of a movie. When's the next chair dropping? Because I'll get it right when it drops.
Now that you have all heard the testimonies of real chair enthusiasts, I implore you to go forth and tell others of the many wonders that chairs provide. And remember this: you'll never be in despair as long as you have a chair.